Okay, folks, welcome back to Lat 44 Outdoor, and I'm going to start some videos that I call gold standards. A little background on it. I was driving down the road listening to the radio, and there were commercials and the newest, latest, greatest, high-fangled this and high-fangled that and whatnot. A lot of fishing advertisements. And I started thinking about people talking about their gear, the equipment they use, gear talk. And while I was driving, I was thinking about my choices of gear and kind of my pattern of behavior of what I choose for my gear. And so I'm going to do some videos that I'll call gold standards. And I'm going to start with this. I know the camera didn't focus on it. This, and I didn't choose this because it is often called the golden spike or gold spike. Etched on the blade says Schrade Super Sharp, Schrade USA. The model is 153 UH. Okay. There's smaller, there's bigger. There's many smaller, there are big old Bowie knives. And so what I call the gold standards, the things I choose, are probably what I compare others to. These models are smaller and these models are bigger. And so my gold standard that I choose for a knife, a fixed blade knife, I want to say 4 to 5 inch, 5-inch blade. I really like them a little bit longer, but 5 inches is just fine. And a substantial amount of backbone, substantial amount of spine, in which this is pretty thick. I don't know if the camera can pick that up at all, but full tang, meaning that the blade in there extends to the end of the handle. That's not a deal breaker for me, although I do prefer it. And there's a screw right here you can see that has bolted the handle on. The handle looks like bone, but it is not. And again, that's not a big deal with me. I'd love to have a bone handle knife, but this has worked just fine. Something to protect my fingers from the blade, whether it's simply the shape of the handle or another component. I don't know if we can pick that up. You see that right there. And so, also, I like to have something on the top. This doesn't have it, but I'm okay with my thumb rested right there to use the knife. There are skinning knives. There are different blade shapes called drop point. There are different bevels to the blade, and I will show a couple others that are called the Scandinavian grind. And so this is kind of middle of the road. It's not the smallest, it's not the biggest. It's what I call my gold standard. It's what I compare the others to. I will take a moment. This is a Mora. I don't know what it is. I've had this thing forever. In the blade it says, what does it say? KJ Erickson Mora carbon steel. KJ Erickson Mora carbon steel. I've had it forever. I don't know where I got it. I don't know when. I've had it so long. As you can see in a comparison, it is a little shorter blade. Okay, and often that's all I need, and that's all I'll take with me. And then this is called the Mora Robust. Again, it's not a longer blade. You're into a little shorter blade. The Robust, and it is a thicker, heavier blade than this KJ Erickson. And this one sees a lot of travel time. This one I don't need anything heavier. And the sheath is very, very convenient. Back to the Schrade. This is what I call my gold standard. One, it's obviously a very quality knife. And the sheath, obviously a very high quality leather sheath, which I like. It's not necessary to me, but it has a sharpening stone. And so that is something I really appreciate with the knife, although not a necessity. Okay, so here's my middle of the road, and let me, I don't know what I can find. This is just an oak leaf on the ground. Okay, I just sliced through the oak leaf. I haven't sharpened this knife in a couple years, and I used Japanese waterstone, and I had it sharp. And since then, I haven't done real heavy use. I've cut a lot of pine branches to make a footprint where I was going to pitch my tent and sleep. I batoned, kindling, used it for all kinds of stuff. I haven't, really beat it up, using it where I shouldn't. And so, anyhow, that is my, says Schrade Super Sharp. It is the 153 UH. It's the Uncle Henry 153. That's my gold standard. It's kind of my middle of the road. It's not the biggest, not the smallest, but it's the model that I compare other models to as far as features: blade length, handle, full tang, etc. That's the first of my gold standards that I'll go through. Thanks again, folks. Just gear talk, and people ask why this and why that, and sometimes they just have made a different choice and they're kind of criticizing, and some people really want to know what features it is and why you chose it. I tend to choose the gold standards, not the latest, greatest, not the high end, not the biggest, not the smallest, not the biggest, not the baddest, not the most expensive I can find. The things I choose are normally, what I refer to as gold standard. So that's my first of my gold standard videos. I started out with the Schrade Uncle Henry 153 UH actually. And so thanks viewers and subscribers from Lat 44 Outdoor. I hope the video is good as it was getting dark. Rain, then snow, and rain. See you next time. My gold standard.